Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today we're going to take a look at a very interesting device. This happens to be my very first Android Go device. This is from a company called Nuu Mobile, and it is their G1. It's available right now on Amazon.com for $100, so I'll leave a link down in the description if you're interested in checking this thing out. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the specs that you're getting for your $100, and we'll talk more about who this device might be for and see what you get in the box. So first of all, we have a 5.7-inch 720p display. So honestly, for $100, that's not bad. You get a 720p display. Obviously, it's that stretched out 18:9 aspect ratio. We have a MediaTek 1.28 gigahertz quad-core processor, so that's definitely not great, but we'll talk more about that processor in just a little bit. We get 4G LTE, and here on the back, it's going to show you the bands that you get. So you can see here 2, 4, 5, 7, 12, and 17. So that means basically with T-Mobile, AT&T, Metro PCS, or Metro by T-Mobile, you'll be just fine with this device. Also Cricket Wireless, it'll work great for as well. So any of the GSM networks, so if you're on Sprint or Verizon, do not buy this. This will not work for you. This is for GSM only networks. So 4G LTE as long as you're on a GSM network, 1 gig of RAM and 16 gigs of internal storage. So that 1 gig of RAM is key because this is an Android Go device. So if you're not familiar with Android Go devices, essentially they're running kind of some processor friendly apps or versions of apps, of Android apps, in order to support kind of that 1 gig of RAM. So pretty interesting, and we'll have to check that out. It's, again, my first Android Go device, so we'll see what that works like. So we have a fingerprint sensor here on the back, and the showstopper here is the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So not only do we have some kind of lower end specs, but 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which means we should be getting some really incredible battery life out of this device. And so because of that 5,000 milliamp hour battery, this is a, I would say, relatively weighty device for the size of it. So just as a quick comparison, let's see if I have any phones sitting around. Here we go. Here's one laying around. So this is my iPhone XS Max, the exact opposite of what we have here. So here's a phone that cost $1,250 next to a phone that cost $100. So really in terms of height, really about the same, but in terms of thickness, the Nuu Mobile is definitely a lot thicker, and it's a little bit thinner in terms of width, so it's not quite as wide as the iPhone XS Max. That one has a 6.5-inch display, so obviously it's going to be a little bit wider in order to fit that display. So again, we have a 5.7-inch display here on this device, and it's 720p, so not bad at all, honestly, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and take this casing off so I can show you some of the internals, but there's an 8-megapixel camera here on the back with a flash, and on the front we have a 5-megapixel camera, so I'm not expecting a whole lot out of that. But really, who is this device for? Well, I really see this as being for two groups of people. Number one, for someone as their very first device. So if you have a kid, maybe that they want a cell phone, but you don't want to pick them up something too expensive, but something decent enough that they can use for a little while, this would probably be a great option for them. And obviously, it's going to get some fantastic battery life. Or maybe it's for a grandparent who, you know, they have a flip phone, but they want something that can get some good battery life, and maybe not have they're not going to utilize a whole bunch of smartphone features. That could be for them as well, or maybe just as a backup device for you. So it kind of fits all three of those categories, in my opinion, in terms of who this might be for. So if you're going to take the back of it off, which you're going to need to in order to put your SIM in, let's see if I can get that open. Try it again. So this is kind of hard to get, but you're going to have to pull it off from that back there. So that's plastic, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. You can see that the battery is not really removable. It does have a couple of screws there if you want to remove it, but I don't recommend removing it. Obviously, they have that metal casing over it for a reason. So there's our fingerprint sensor, and you can see over here we have one SIM card here and one SIM card over here, and then also a spot for your micro SD for expansion. So that's pretty much everything on the back. I'm going to go ahead and power it up and get this thing going, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that Android Go operating system. I'll be right back with you. That phone is getting set up, I'm going to go ahead and show you what you get in the box real quick. So one thing I thought looked kind of cool is the fact that it does come with a few extras in the box. If I can actually get this darn thing open. All right, there we go. All right, so in the box, of course, there's nothing there. We got a couple of instructions here, and then underneath this guy, we have dun, 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 couple of extras. So this is what I thought was kind of cool. So there's just some instruction getting started, but it actually comes with a tempered glass screen protector, which is really awesome. So you don't have to go out and buy a tempered glass screen protector. So we'll go ahead and apply that here in just a little bit. And also just a plastic little casing here. But honestly, for this phone, it's pretty much all you're going to need. And it's nice that it comes with those because obviously you're not going to be able to find a whole lot of accessories for this phone. So nice little clear TPU case and tempered glass screen protector. And of course, it comes with a micro USB cable for charging it. So, you know, it's unfortunate it comes with micro USB, but at $100, I really wouldn't expect it to come with Type-C, although that still would be nice. And then, of course, you get your charging brick, and of course, it's not a fast charging brick, but again, we're talking about a $100 phone, so probably shouldn't expect it, but it's really awesome that it comes with these extra accessories in the box, so you don't have to pay extra to go get those for the phone. So now I'm going to go ahead and test out this fingerprint sensor, see how many times it takes to register my fingerprint. So let's go ahead and set that up real quick. So go ahead and throw in a pin here real quick. Next one, and we're going to skip this one. All right, so while it's adding the finishing touches, I'm going to go ahead and try to power it on. All right, so there we go. It's powered up, and this is my first look at Android Go. So you can see here that there are some Android Go apps here. So really there's nothing in terms of bloatware though. So a couple of the apps that it has. So we have Google Go. Not really sure what that is. I guess that's maybe like Google Assistant. We have Google Files Go. Looks like Chrome is just the normal Chrome. Google Assistant Go. Gmail, but other than that, pretty much standard stuff here. We'll go ahead and jump into YouTube here in just a little bit so we can listen to that speaker. But overall, I'm not super, I'm really kind of impressed, honestly, with what I see here so far. So let's go ahead and try to open it up with that fingerprint sensor. All right, so that wasn't too bad. Yeah, not bad at all. It's certainly not the fastest fingerprint sensor, but let's go ahead and try that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not bad. I've definitely had much slower devices than that in terms of opening things up. So let's go ahead and, yeah, I would say for $100, this is really a pretty awesome device. So again, this is running Android Go. Now, again, we're only talking about 1 gig of RAM, so you can kind of see some stuttering even when just opening up that app shade there. Now let's go ahead and go into the settings and see if there's anything special in the settings. So we do have some gestures. Let's see what we got here. So power button twice for camera, smart wake, okay. So that's all we get there. In the display, let's see if we have anything special in here. Nope, don't see anything special in there. Now we're currently at 79% in terms of the actual battery life right now. So we do have DuraSpeed. So with DuraSpeed, basically that's just going to speed up the amount of processing you can do. So basically it'll kill apps in the background so that you can speed up whatever it is that you're currently working on. Looks like that's about it in terms of any kind of special settings in here. I don't really see anything else. Now, of course, it does have Bluetooth. One thing I did notice during the setup process, though, that I thought was actually pretty interesting. So first of all, this is a dual SIM phone, and of course, it does have hotspot. But if I go in here, ooh, that was kind of loud, actually. That was that speaker, is that it actually has 5G. That I was really, it has dual band Wi-Fi. That really kind of shocked me. So anyways, let's go ahead and take just a couple of quick snaps with the device. And let's see here. I got a couple of, oops, dropping my earbuds here. Okay, that was actually not a slow shutter, not super slow. Let's see how the picture looks here. Now this is pretty good lighting because of course I got my studio lighting on here right now, but not terrible. I mean, it's usable for sure. Let's go ahead and take a quick selfie. So go back into the camera, and again, it's a 5 megapixel selfie shooter here. So let's see, here it is, selfie. Now it does actually have HDR, that's kind of surprising. All right, so that's kind of slow to switch to that, but let's go ahead and take a quick one. All right, so let's see how that one looked. All right, so it's not great, but it's also not terrible either. So, overall, pretty useful cameras in my opinion. So you can see there's some things updating there, and it's got the location turned on at the moment. But overall, not a bad device. So I'm going to use this over the next couple of days, see if an Android Go device is really usable for the average person. But so far, I've got to admit, I'm pretty impressed with what this thing can do for $100. And again, like I said, I really see this as being a phone for three different groups of people. One, for young kids, first smartphone, maybe a grandparent that's looking to get their very first smartphone that doesn't really want anything special in terms of their device, doesn't want something with high-end specs or anything like that. That's really just going to use it for general browsing, maybe for some super light gaming. This could be a phone for them, and then also as a backup device. So that's who I see this phone being for. And the fact that it has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, pretty decent screen here. It's definitely not the highest end screen, but again, it's 720p, and it's got that 5.7-inch display, so not bad at all. So quick look at the new G1. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Kind of an interesting device in my opinion. So thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.